The first in that strategy that I am talking about is really grow the business by growing the people. That is very, very well written in our strategy documents. For HR, we have mapped out the touch points, the important touch points in the life cycle of our members. In HR, our engagement programs, our uh, automation initiatives, our our service delivery platform for HR services. I always love this example, Vikran, when we said AI and all these buzzwords about automation and market leaders in terms of HR technology. But the simple situation is we have to prepare our people. If they are not ready to embrace technology, then all of our modern buzzword HR technology stuff will not work.
Point which you mentioned around technology is not about for the sake of doing technology, but actually getting the people ready.
So for me, what great HR technology looks like, it's really being able to consolidate, to integrate functionalities. Um, Newer and better systems are out there. The HR practitioners are digital migrants, if I may call them. The ones who have been with HR like myself, 25 years doing this business. So Darwinbox has been, a wonderful example of how an HR system can serve the needs of an ever-growing, a fast-growing organization like ourselves. So I look forward.
Hello and welcome everyone to a brand new episode of our special series HR Revolution Perspectives Experts Take, presented by People Matters in association with Darwinbox. I'm your host Pallavi. Through this exclusive series, we invited top CHROs and thinking minds from the people and work landscape across Asia to break down the important talent trends across India and APAC. This series builds on the insights from the HR Revolution Perspectives Empower and Evolve research study, which is one of the largest workplace transformation studies in Asia. This exhaustive report comprises responses from over 2,000 HR practitioners and 1,200 plus employees and paints an in depth picture of what companies and employees demand today. With these exciting conversations with top leaders, we aim to get their perspective on the top trends we're seeing from the research and understand from them some of the strategies that they will be adopting to drive their business forward at a time which forecasts growth and innovation. In today's episode, we have with us Emman Salazar, VP Human Resources SNR Membership, a human capital management strategist and human resources management leader. Emman helps deliver value-adding HR solutions and services to drive business profitability, transformation growth, and amazing employee experience. He's also a multi-awarded professional, certified facilitator, and a versatile speaker on total rewards, multi-generation workforce, employee engagement, strategic talent acquisition, among many others. To navigate this conversation, let me introduce one of the authors of this study, Vikrant Khanna, Global Head Value Management Advisory and Solutions Darwinbox. Through his professional journey of over 18 years, Vikrant has multi-geography experience spanning global and regional transformation, industry development, and change management, and has worked across roles in business development, program management, and solution development. Thank you so much, Iman and Vikrant, for being part of this series and agreeing to share your learnings with us.
Thank you, Pallavi. Welcome to the HR Experts Take, Emman. Um, Really, it's a pleasure to have you here discussing your opinions on the Darwin Box HR Evolutions Perspective Study. It's a pleasure to host you today.
Hi, Palavi. Hi, Vikrant. I'm happy to join this session with you. The HR evolutions perspective really gives me a lot of insights on how HR should be in the new age of, they say HR 4.0. I think we're there already. Happy to answer your questions and share my thoughts on the perspective study.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Emman. Emman, for our viewers, Pallavi has introduced the study. I'll just reiterate that it's one of the largest studies of its kind, which gives a very uniquely Asian perspective on what are the trends which are shaping the future of HR, which are shaping the modern work, as we'd like to call it. And last but not the least, it's the combination which drives the HR transformation agenda going forward. So, Eman, I'll jump straight into it. Tell us a bit about SNR, what you do, and then we'll take it from there.
An opportunity for me to do some promotions, right? So, indulge me uh, as I describe and introduce my current organization. SNR membership shopping is a membership shopping retail business patterned after the member shopping concept in the United States. We are known as Price Smart elsewhere. The business model is formed after the leading membership chains in the US. No? So you have to be a member to be able to avail of our products and services. We structured it in such a way because members can benefit from the quality and the price competitiveness of our offerings. Here in the Philippines, we operate 26 clubs. I underscore 26 clubs. They are huge membership warehouses wherein our members can avail of our products and merchandise. It's also noteworthy to realize that we have grown from 4 stores 18 years ago to now 26 stores. And in fact, we're growing that number. We're doubling that number in the next 3 years. So that's the growth agenda of our organization. So here in the Philippines, we're operating under SNR, that's Sol and Robert Price of Price Smart.
Mhm.
We have a large footprint in the Philippines, in the heart of the city of Manila, and in our provinces. So our organization is lean and mean. So as a retail business, we run our stores, brick and mortar stores. We have our e-commerce business, we have our supply chain, but our main source of revenue is operating our membership clubs. So that's SNR. Employee population, we're about 10,000 head count. And that number, when I say we're growing twice the size of SNR today, we anticipate that growth to be doubling as well. No? So a lot of millennials joining our workforce. The Gen Zs are growing in numbers as well. It's a multi-generational workforce. Our employees are tenured employees. A good number of key executives have been with us from the start of the business, and it's really interesting to note that some of our employees' age are equivalent to the tenure of our senior employees. We just celebrated our service milestone achievement awards Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
and I realized we really have employees who remain uh, loyal to our organization. I joined in 2022 as the lead of the human resources department. I have close to 100 HR practitioners serving the business. It's an interesting organization. We are on hyper growth mode. Our business is doing well, if I may. Our prospects of the future are looking bright for our organization. That's just a bit of my company, SNR Membership Shopping, down here in the Philippines.
Wow, that's really exciting to know. I like the way you put it, lean and mean retailer in the membership space. That's fantastic. You've given me so many points to pique your brain on. Particularly, I'll start with when you were talking about hyper growth. Our research actually finds that 8 out of 10 organizations, when they look at Asia, and this is the voice of the CXOs, the sentiment of growth in Asia is very strong. And when I hear someone like you, Emman, talking about the organization being in hyper growth. Yeah, I just want to double click on that hyper growth and ask you a few questions. For an organization which is multi generational, spread geographically across the Philippines, when you think of hyper growth, yes, the business will come. It's a booming consumer market, but what are the particular challenges that emerge on your people agenda side, and what are you doing to think through them, and more importantly, address them as you deliver on that growth agenda?
All right, let me talk about the growth agenda, Vikrant. So I said we are doubling the business in 3 years, and that means for us more people to help us bring that vision into life. For the people agenda, that means anticipating double the number of people we serve. From what I said as at the 10,000 headcount, that can double. But that's not just about the headcount. It's also about the capability of people we are bringing in, because our business is also transforming, and the growth agenda is um, about creating the uh, the people management framework, or if I may, the building the business strategy alongside the human capital strategy that we have created. The first in that strategy that I am talking about is really grow the business by growing the people. That is very well written in our strategy documents. For HR, I bring that to life by making sure that we bring in the numbers, we bring in the capability, we bring in the right mix of talents into the organization, and for HR to be able to do that, we cannot just rely on the old practices that we have inherited from generations ahead of us. It means for us building our own uh, capability and system of bringing our people agenda to fore. So technology will play a very huge part in this journey. I am always conscious or cautious to use this word. This is transformation. When you say transformation to the young generations, you will lose them. I tell you. You talk
Mhm.
about transformation to the traditionalists, you will lose them. Because what transformation are we talking about? We've been doing this business for the last 20 years. So what's wrong with us? Why do we have to transform? But really, that is the anchor of our HR uh, HR strategy. I said I'm cautious to use that term because it has a lot of uh, challenges that go with it, right? I talk of transformation and talk about an entirely different view of our workforce right now. You mentioned different generations spanning different geographies. And I experienced that, in here in the country, in the Philippines, we are divided into several subcultures. Even the language, you speak of one national language, but we speak 100 of other languages here. Um, Education, religious affiliations, diversity is a big thing here in the Philippines, respecting the LGBT community, and really the different social classes. So for me, that growth is challenging. Yes, the business will grow, but as we grow our employee population, that will pose a lot of problems and I would say challenges for SNR. And the way to do that is to be prepared as HR and as I influence business decisions in terms of people concerns for SNR. So yeah, that's my take, Vikrant. It gives me the chills to imagine the current and the future challenges as we grow the business. But as you
Hmm.
said, and as the study um, reinforces that insight, that a lot of businesses here are growing, and the participants of the perspective survey probably are in the same boat as our organization. So very relevant, very interesting to find the connection between what we see as HR and as CXOs also seeing in the dynamics of the workforce, and how we support our respective organizations in its growth agenda.
Hmm.
Big Red.
Eman, that's really insightful. Again, you touched upon technology. I think that notion of uh, the staff of SNR, the diversity is playing a very important role as you scale and will continue to form a very important fabric of how the organization culture is, right? If I take that string forward with growth, um, as the HR agenda is shifting, what we found was that as this evolution progresses from what you rightly called HR 3.0 to HR 4.0, uh, as that progression happens, there is a lot of focus being put on employee experience, frontline staff empowerment, greater manager empowerment, where it's almost like HR today is not the owner of the function, but is expanding its net to become an orchestrator across the organization. So, as that shift happens, how is that shift of empowerment and superior employee experience playing out in the case of SNR? And more importantly, having known you, having worked with you, I wanted to understand what are some of the different things that you are driving personally to drive experience and empowerment across the organization.
All right. Vikram, let me talk about our core business, right? The core business of SNR is really centered on our members. And so we have heard of customer service. Now for SNR, since our customers are our members, we fondly call it member service. So that's simulating the life of our members, understanding what they need and how they can benefit from our services, to continue to have that lasting relationship with uh, our key customers, right? Our members. So as the
Hmm.
business is focused on members, we realize that that cannot be taken out of our focus in terms of our employees. So
Hmm.
we have heard of employee experience, employee focus. For us, we have our version of employee experience, or our view of how we are making those important connections, with our employees. So the value proposition is, if our employees will do a good job in promoting member service, then they will drive profitability of this business. That is the
Hmm.
well accepted um, uh, scenario, we believe in this organization. So for members, we have mapped out the touch points, the important touch points in the life cycle of our members. In HR, certainly we have also attempted, and I think we have had certain level of success in terms of mapping out the touch points with our employees, from onboarding to uh, up to exit management. So that's the entire life cycle. And it is important to create that map so we can plan and align our HR plans and programs to that experience. So when I joined, I started to influence my leadership team and introduce a concept to my own HR team, that to be effective as HR and to add value to the organization, we have to understand the business, certainly, but we also have to simulate the the life cycle of our members, and certainly how our employees are contributing to the success of the business by making sure that we have happy, productive, engaged employees in that process. So you asked personally, what have I worked on so far? For HR, certainly I'm in a transformation mode, Bikran. You know that from the several conversations we had. Transformation in terms of the technology, process, systems, mindset, and general the culture that we'd like to shape to drive the desired business results. So our engagement programs, our uh, automation initiatives, our service delivery platform for HR services, they are all being built around the concept of employee experience. How we want our employees to feel they are connected, they are welcomed, and they have a stake in the success of the business. Sure, career opportunities are are available for our organization because in a growing environment, certainly that will force the growth of our employees. Um, our talent management principles have been reshaped to focus on building from within and at the same time looking outside to bring in the capabilities that we need. A lot of interesting things happening in the HR world. And while the reality of it is that we will go through maturity levels, reality that while, as we mentioned, version 4.0 of the HR story, probably something that we have to catch. And we're in catch-up mode. No? We'd like to focus on providing the right environment and creating a best place to work company. But we have to address the fundamentals of HR service delivery and be realistic in terms of our priorities. Several technologies are out there, but the rate of adoption should catch up, right? I always love this example, Vikran, when we said AI and all these buzzwords about automation and market leaders in terms of HR technology. But the simple situation is we have to prepare our people. If they are not ready to embrace technology, then all of our modern buzzword HR technology stuff will not work. So you also have to listen to what the organization and what our people are telling us in terms of the readiness. Because at the end of the day, digitalization, transformation is not really about technology, but in my take, it is about the readiness of your people to embrace that technology. So that's a mouthful, Bikran, but that's my take on how technology and the multi-generation and also the readiness of the organization will play a part, in making sure that our HR agenda will meet business value, for our organization.
Yeah, very helpful, Eman. If I look at how you are thinking of the member life cycle, how an employee influences that member life cycle, and that entire narrative around, happy, productive, engaged employees driving better member services, it's very closely linked to the business life cycle of SNR. So that I think is a key takeaway that I'm reinforcing for our viewers. The other point which you mentioned around technology is not about for the sake of doing technology, but actually getting the people ready. Again, if I refer back to our research, it clearly points out that if you think of successful adoption of technology or successful adoption of a transformative initiative, it's a coming together of people, practices, and platform. right? So people really are at the heart of that change. People need to understand what is changing, why is it changing, how will they be supported across that change journey. Then comes the practices, and I think you also alluded to that, that you cannot be running with legacy practices as you're in hyper growth and in a age where the diversity in itself will force you to rethink certain practices and processes which you have. And then the last comes the platform, which sort of becomes a conduit for bringing people, practices, all of this together from a service delivery standpoint. So really like the way, and the way you articulated it, the direction that SNR is taking, and I'm sure that our viewers will benefit a lot from it. Coming to the aspect of technology now, Emman, I'm going to put you in the spot, right? What does great technology in HR mean to SNR, and what does great technology in HR mean to Emman?
Well, technology. Well, to tell you honestly, right now we're in the middle of implementing a key module in our HR information ecosystem. No? So, coming from a legacy application, we're shifting to a cloud-based version of the current time and attendance solution. Let me call it a legacy because it's really built on an old platform. You
Hmm.
have to have a server to deliver the functionalities, but it is proving to be inefficient to a certain extent to be able to address our operational HR service delivery. And of course, the application is in terms of payroll and the other HR information, HR analytics that we need to build for our own purpose. So we're migrating to a different module. Uh, the plan is, as all these subsystems are being developed, I look forward to a technology that will integrate, that will consolidate all of these subsystems, and a system that will talk to the other applications in our organization. It should be able to link up to our ERP, to our member service, database, even to external data sources that can help us understand our business, our people, our performance, so to speak. So for me, what great HR technology looks like, it's really being able to consolidate, to integrate functionalities. Um, Newer and better systems are out there. The cloud is turning out to be a great solution to be able to provide fast, accurate, reliable service to our employees. HR practitioners are digital migrants, if I may call them. The ones who have been with HR like myself 25 years doing this business, I've seen a lot of HR systems out there, from DOS-based, fax-based systems to in-house developed ones to those provided by the big names in the HR information system um, business, to some homegrown applications, to cloud service, to the full suite. But all of these things are really providing us excitement in terms of our ability to leverage on technology to do better HR. You asked me what best HR technology or what good looks like for me in terms of HR. We've been friends for some time, Vikrant. I know that you have a wonderful offering that can address my challenges and the needs of our business. And certainly, that kind of service is best in class for me. For you to be able to really have an integrated platform that will give my leaders, myself, my people, and even the employees the information they need to properly manage their own data and manage our workforce. That will be absolutely fantastic for any organization. Uh, I can say Darwinbox, right? So Darwinbox has been, a wonderful example of how an HR system can serve the needs of an ever growing, a fast growing organization like ourselves. So I, uh, I look forward. I look forward really to building that relationship and hoping that I can have management buy in to get into an adoption phase, no, of of that technology. But we're as I said, um, we are also going through a transformation. I think technology will accelerate that transformation. Certainly, we're going through a maturity transformation from a legacy system to, fixing pieces of our technology, HR technology architecture, and I look forward to an integrated system that your company, Darwin Box, can offer to our organization. I'm not saying this because we're talking, Vikrant, but I think this is the kind of solution that any business out there can really benefit from. Because yes, there are some legacy systems, as I fondly refer to them, but the challenge is they're not scalable. Uh, they cannot really uh, shift to how an HR system and an HR organization should be able to provide, and address the people challenges of the business. So that's how I put it, Vikrant.
Hey, thank you so much for the kind words on Darwinbox. Appreciate them, Emman. And you're very right in saying that, even if I link it back to the survey, close to about 70 to 75% of the organizations are on that journey of driving greater consolidation, integration, and some of them actually are, close to about 25% of our respondents. They're already on the path where they've decided that they will unify the entire HR platform ecosystem onto a single platform, which serves them right from onboarding through to exits, talent management, even aspects of time and attendance and payroll. So that trend is very real, and I'm so glad to see and see that validation coming from an HR expert like you. So that's really helpful. We're almost on time, so I've got to put you on the spot one last time, Emman. It is 2024. We are in the early part of the year. I wanted to just get your thoughts, or rather than thoughts, how I like to use magic wands. So, if you had a magic wand for the year 2024, what are the top two things that you'd want to solve for, or you wish you had as you execute on that growth agenda for SNR?
All right. Magic one. So coming off from our business planning meeting, and this is very practical for myself also to ruminate through the solution that we are thinking of. Right. I'll give you two business challenges of SNR. Not to, be overly, will give too much information to the audience, but for our organization, we have articulated two of the major challenges.
Hmm.
Uh, and those two major challenges, we have not realized until recently. No? The first challenge is around inventory. That's a
Mm-hmm.
business challenge. That's how we are stocking up on fast moving products, on how we make sure that we have the right supply chain flow for our products and services. So that's one business challenge. Certainly, HR is there to help build an organization that will address that problem. But that's not the interesting business challenge I'd like to focus on. The next business challenge, one of two business challenges we have, is around engagement. Engagement, because poor engagement will lead to high turnover And in the retail space, turnover is a major problem. Not just in retail. I've worked for other businesses, and our friends in the business process outsourcing, technology, even financial services are also having the same problem in terms of engagement, leading to high attrition. You calculate the impact of attrition, then you have a monetary value of the problem. For us, we realize that to address engagement and certainly arrest the attrition situation, we have to make sure that we deliver the relevant HR programs to our employees. When
Mm,
I say that, that means our HR program should be relevant. Yeah, because there's a long list of things we do in HR. My friends in the industry, you know that from the traditional HR, uh, we have actually exploded in terms of the areas where we have to focus on, right? Before we're just talking about recruitment and training and compensation, perhaps. But right now we're addressing change management, we're addressing capabilities, we're addressing technology, strategy, of course, the rest of the HR functional areas, right? So a lot of these moving parts, and your HR program should be able to contribute to the solution of and address this issues that we're facing. Now, let's look into our own HR capability. Are we ready? Are we there yet, so to speak? Do we have the right people and capability in our own teams to deliver the HR programs that will help solve business problems? And in my assessment, we're not there yet, no? But we're conscious about the things we have to do to make HR a true partner of the business and deliver the good stuff, if I may call it that. Technology will play a big part in this, right? Imagine if you can provide real-time insights to leadership and make them understand that these are important considerations to address our business challenges. A technology solution will not be banned, right? Will not be banned. Well, if I may tell you, for the last 2 years that I have, been serving my current organization, I have probably introduced my version of HR analytics, really understanding headcount, attrition, talent acquisition, the service delivery metrics, engagement factors, and all other not so readily available information before, but right now we're making those things available to our leadership, and these things are shaping our HR strategy and business strategies at the same time. So I think if done well, if we will be able to really build that capability to provide insights and really influence business decisions. It's not a seat that we deserve in the boardroom. It's not a seat. It is really a permanent space wherein HR is etched as an important member of the executive team. So an indispensable member of the leadership team. How can we do it? Transform organizations, transform the HR organization, and through technology, be able to work through the business and people challenges. Um, I hope that is something that can help us understand where we can help, our business leaders. Vikrant, if I may, I have it in my notes, and I said I'll bring it up as probably another point to consider. Um, Efficiency, Vikrant, efficiency and productivity. No, the business to offer quality products and low cost products and services to our members, our most critical customers. We have to operate with optimum efficiency. Our employees must contribute to that efficiency by being more productive. No? And how do you measure productivity and how do you manage productivity? Uh, and how do you measure? How do you manage if you don't have information about these things, right? It can be your manpower cost as a percentage of your total revenue. It can be your HR cost as a percentage of your total sales. All these things, all these metrics, you know, some years back, we have not really considered. But with the availability of technological solutions like Darwinbox, these things are really available now for our employees. So it's time for us HR practitioners to reimagine our purpose in our organizations, understand the business. Certainly that is very important, and find out where we can add value. For me, I think it's about understanding our business and our people and creating solutions to our challenges. Like when I said, it's about inventory and about engagement. The engagement part is really very much influenced by HR, right? And our programs and the way we will guide our leadership will help address this important aspect of our business.
Fantastic. In your words, Emman, this 2024, I wish you the good stuff.
Good
so,
stuff.
uh,
Yes.
I'll bring Pallavi in. It's been fantastic interacting with you, Emman. Look forward to continuing the conversation across several other sessions. It's been a pleasure hosting you, Emman, and thank you so much for the wonderful insights that that you've shared for our viewers.
Well, thank you so much, Iman and Vikrant, for that wonderful conversation. And for everyone who's been watching this interview, thank you for tuning in and encouraging us to become better with every episode. This is also a reminder to get a copy of the HR Evolution Perspectives in Power and Evolve study. All you have to do is click the link below, provided below this interview to download your copy. For more details on how to automate day-to-day HR processes, steps on simplifying human interactions, and getting actionable insights to build better workplaces, you can also visit www.darwinbox.com. That's all in today's episode. We hope these insightful discussions with top talent leaders in the region have added value to your own business perspectives. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day.